Welcome to the open book, where every voice matters. Every story got layers, and every conversation opens something new. Turn the page, turn the page, turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page, baby. Every story got meaning. Every perspective shows. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Late night talks with the smooth bass knocking. Whole room tuned when the topics dropping. Authors, culture, real life views. Open book vibes bring a whole new groove. No fake energy when the dialogue starts. Different perspectives play a major part. From page to podcast, the vibes stay deep. Real conversations every single week. Welcome to the open book, where the real conversations flow. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every story got meaning. Every perspective show. Turn the page. Turn the page. Turn the page. Every chapter different. Every voice got purpose. Every voice got purpose. Turn the page.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a terrific Tuesday. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Let everyone know that we are live. Give me 1 second. Turn my volume down. It gets too loud sometimes, okay? Also, this live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Okay, let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Inspiration, welcome. Thank you for joining and thank you for being first in the building. Hey, Verb, good morning. Welcome. She said, I'm at work, but I will try to listen in one earbud. Okay, Verb. Hey, Sugar Mama Main is in the building. Welcome. Hey, HGY, thank you for tapping in today. Let's see here. She said, I'm sipping my tea and ready for the tea. Come on now. Okay. I need some tea too. She said, I'm East Coast time. Oh, I'm Central. Yes, I'm Central. Hey, LaQuinta, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's see here. Thank you, Inspiration. I appreciate that. Good morning, Gucci Black. Look, y'all, we also must celebrate. Shout out to you all, the Open Book family. We have now reached another milestone of 13,000 subscribers as of last night. So, y'all, we are growing and just really knocking out these cases one by one, clocking it, okay, as we continue to reveal truth, okay, and seek justice, y'all. I was like amazed. So welcome to all of the new family and members as well. Speaking of members, shout out to Rhonda, the gorgeous one, for becoming an open book member. You were already family, but now you are a member, okay? I appreciate it. All right, y'all. So we are going to get into it because we have quite a few things to cover this morning. Oh my goodness, it's so much I can't even do everything on one live. Okay. Hey, Angel, good morning, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, so the first thing I wanted us to look at, yesterday I was on Facebook and one of Nolan Wells' cousins posted. Now, before I go there was something else. I just thought about it. I'm getting ahead of myself. I noticed TMZ, okay, has been posting. I know yesterday we kind of talked about how it seems as though, in my opinion, they don't even want to bring up the new audio. Okay, I know, I forget the guy's name with the dreads on there. He was on Don Lemon yesterday, and he was kind of talking about it. It's almost like they don't believe it, but because it's trending, they are putting it out. And so, to me, it's the way TMZ moves is a little suspect, in my opinion, because it's almost like they're trying to go with certain narratives and not lean too far. Charles, so far it's like there's a cover up, or let's make it look like these people are not doing the right thing and the right processes. They're not going to say things like that. Yeah, they had shared the audio before, but they never talked about the background in that audio. Hey, Cakes Plus, good morning. So I noticed that they were kind of on the fence with that yesterday. Then they came out about the detectives are saying that there are witnesses there that saw Nolan on the island after the 4 o'clock time, around 6 o'clock. Now, of course, I said, y'all, it's like a game that they're playing. See, it was supposed to be a cover up that was supposed to be easy, accidental drowning, no foul play, but we're making them work. They're working harder, it appears, in my opinion, to try to cover things up. These witnesses have not been talked about before. Okay, no one has said, oh, officially from, the detectives and so forth, the officials there, that there were witnesses. Now, the main little blanket statement that they always give is this is an active, ongoing investigation. This is how I know they full of it. Excuse me, because if it is an ongoing, active investigation and you cannot speak on it, why is it that you're speaking on certain things? Okay, why is it that now you're trying to throw certain things out there? Okay, hey, Karen Michelle, did I speak to you this morning? Because I know I looked down. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some water. Okay. Shout out to Cakes Bless and La Quinta for the flowers and the jewels. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Hey, Nika. Well, welcome, sis. Karen Michelle said TMZ is owned by Fox. Those folks want their job. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. But yes, so if you are the officials and you can't speak out about the case, then why is it now selective things are being put out there? I thought you couldn't speak about it. I thought the DA was taking things to the grand jury. So yesterday it was now these little mystery witnesses. We need to see proof. Okay. We want to see Nolan out there moving around or engaged in something, child, not no AI pictures or anything like that. So now this morning, the new thing that they're adding to this is, witnesses have said that Nolan was drinking heavily. But have we not already clocked that? Have we not already said, based off of one of the forms when they had the missing person form, they couldn't tell what his last meal was, but they could put alcohol intake heavy. They were already setting the stage, y'all. It was on the missing. They had not even found Nolan. Okay. They had not even done the toxicology report. So how do you know if he had been drinking heavy? Okay. Are you just taking the word of these random witnesses that we don't even know who they are? Right, Sugar Mama Main? She said, it gets me so angry to my core listening to him. Yes. Hey, honey, 5K. Like, it really is mind boggling. I have never seen anything like this. Like, if it wasn't anything, I don't think that you would be working so hard to try to make it look a certain type of way. If it was just an accident or someone just drinking, fell into the water, and unfortunately passed away, that would have been released. It wouldn't take time to try to come up this narrative, and let me do this and let me do that. I'm just like, no. Okay. So I noticed that was the new thing on their page on today. Hey, Deborah, good morning. Make sure y'all tap that like button. It is for free. I noticed that some people, they were telling me they weren't getting the notifications. So I don't know what's up with that. So I usually try to share it to my community wall as a backup for those of you who are not getting the notifications. So I don't know what's up with that, because I've seen it in other chats too, where they were saying that they were not getting the notifications. Exactly, they're trying to distract us from the truth. We, the people, are breaking the case. Exactly, LaQuinta. That's what they are not happy about. Is we didn't give up. We're continuing to speak out, and they are not happy with that. So it's now, let's try to make him look like he was doing something wrong. Okay, where's the proof that he was drinking heavily? Y'all are just throwing things out here at that point. Okay, now I've always said it was 4th of July weekend. Did he probably have some alcohol? That's a possibility. But to be out there just filthy drunk, walking around, slurring, can't hardly move, like, who has evidence of that? One lady even on one post, they had a picture and said that Nolan was so nice that the husband, I think, had posted the picture, said that Nolan had helped his wife get up on a boat while they were out there and so forth. So yeah, where are these witnesses? Where's the proof? See, what they're going to try to do, because the independent medical examiner could not see any toxicology reports, they have a way of possibly changing or doing something to that toxicology report, because we haven't seen it. Okay, are y'all going to use integrity and make sure that whatever was in his system at the time is what's going to be on that report? Those are the things that make me nervous. Okay, so all we can do is pray that they do the right thing. So I just want to keep y'all in the know of some things that are out there. Yes, the gaslighting is at an all-time high. It really is. Now, yesterday, one of Nolan Wells's cousins took to her Facebook page, okay, and she shared this post. Let's see here. To be that intoxicated that early in the day for 18-year-old is insane to me. Right, exactly, okay? The person that made the call needs to be locked up also. He definitely was drunk. Come on now, we're going to talk about that this morning, okay? Hey, Lametrius, welcome. Yes, God is definitely in control. Back, show the proof to the family if it's so. I agree. Now, she also reshared the audio yesterday. Remember the audio that had been going around from Janetta on Facebook, where they had separated the background audio from the other audio with the op. And so she had shared it and she listened to it. Now, she stated, please go and arrest everyone on that boat. I thank God for this lady who definitely knows her profession very well to help our family know what happened to Nolan Wells. Christine Wansley, it's time for handcuffs. Okay, come on now. She's telling Nolan's mom it's time for some handcuffs. And I believe Nolan's mom is her cousin. My little cousin didn't deserve this. What did he do for y'all to, I'm going to say unalive, but y'all see the word she put, unalive him? Then y'all convince yourself that Nolan stayed on the island. A lie. Come on now. This is from his family member. Hey, Purple Virgo, welcome. Since everybody always want to say like they know Nolan, child, I want to hear from family. Okay. She said that's a lie. Okay. It tells us that Nolan did not drown. So please move that word out your vocabulary, please. Finally, Nolan was unalive on the 4th of July, and y'all kept his body somewhere. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What? And y'all kept his body somewhere and then dropped it back off on Horn Island after it's already been searched. Y'all definitely played around with our family and convinced yourself y'all didn't do it. This recording letting the whole world know that Nolan was on that boat. Y'all continue to lie and try to keep Nolan's phone and etc. from his mom and dad, which stuff were deleted. And Warren, baby, wait a minute. She put a name on it, child. Okay. She said, and Warren, please stop referring to my little cousin as a best friend. You're not his friend. You didn't cry or even help to go find your best friend. So shut up. Hey, Delta Roots, welcome. I believe they hit his body as well. Okay. Ooh, child. Mm. She said to the rest of you so-called friends that was paid to be an actor. Ooh. Okay, baby, she reading all of them. Please go sit down with your lies. To the judge, Ashley Cole, and the other parents who helped to cover up my cousin's death, get ready. How do y'all go to sleep every night knowing Nolan's parents just wanted to know what happened to their child, but y'all couldn't do that? Let's do the right thing and lock these unstable creatures up for covering up this murder because that's what it is. Ooh. The crazy part is you can't play with the Wells family because God and Nolan was going to show us who hurt him. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, baby, she didn't hold back. Shout out to Nolan's cousin for speaking out boldly. Okay. Wow. She said, get them all. Okay, Sean. I was like, she put a name on it. We just got started, Delta Roots. This is Nolan Wells' cousin. Okay. She said her and Christine are cousins. So probably like, first cousins. I think she's the like first cousins with Christine because I was looking at some of her previous posts. That's one of his cousins. Yeah, baby, she didn't hold back. Okay. She never lied. Facts. I love that type of attitude. Hey, Sheila. Right. This is my type of Karen. Baby. She put a name on it. She said that they unalived him. She said that they hid his body somewhere and then dropped it back off onto Horn Island after it had already been searched. Ooh, Then when she called them paid actors. Because, baby, I was like, they need to take the word friend out of their vocabulary. Yes. Yes. None of y'all acted like a friend. Okay. I agree wholeheartedly with it. And then she said, we need some arrests. She told her cousin it's time for some handcuffs. And I agree with her. It's been time for handcuffs. We have too much proof and evidence. Okay. I agree. My heart goes out to this family because, they have to see all of this in real time and still trying to get to the bottom of it. What happened to Nolan. Raymond said the first exam a coroner does draw blood to determine what's in the blood. Don't need weeks to determine alcohol in his system. No, they really don't. No. All of that should have been back, okay, by this time. But see, they didn't want to reveal theirs to the public. They just wanted to show it to the grand jury. I wonder why. I think they need to move in about a year because I can see the harassment from racists. Oh, yeah. I was having that conversation with someone too. Yep. Good morning, Lakeisha. Welcome. They all high at the interviews. That's why they didn't show no emotions. I hope everyone be exposed, including Paul. Okay, clock it. She pulled the whole card. Just tell the truth. Yeah, just tell the truth. They should not have to go through this. Okay. I believe his body was hid at Jackson's house. That's why they were over there in the dark to get their lives together. Hey, Snooky. All right. So that was from his cousin. So prayers and our heart goes out to that family as they continue to seek justice. Okay. Now, y'all, yesterday, there were now some photos, okay, of Bart's boat. But before we get to Bart's boat, I wanted to show y'all the Officer Tatum shared two pictures. I don't know if y'all have seen them. We need the phone records. Yes, all of them. Okay. We need all of them. Shout out to the Gentleman's Den. Welcome. Salute to you. And thank you so much for the jewels. I appreciate that. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Make sure y'all check out Gentleman's Den. Okay. Seeing the guy in the black with the book bag. Okay. Hey, Latte. Good morning, sis. Welcome. Now, he shared these photos. Now, first of all, I'm just trying to understand what was he trying to show in these photos. To me, it looks very staged. The pictures look staged to me. What was the point? Because it looks like he stated that these came from the boat that was helping Wyatt's boat, and the pictures came from that boat. I guess one of my wonderings is why. They're in a whole emergency. So why again are we posing and taking pictures? I'm not understanding. Was because if we're trying to get proof, then this is leaning more towards that premeditation part that I was talking about. Okay. If we're trying to get proof that, oh, we're all here, go ahead and snap our photos so we can show we were all in the boat, and don't show Nolan. Okay. So what was the point? I don't see us being in an emergency, you next to us taking our pictures, and then we are sharing this a little later. Okay. But nevertheless, let's look at it. All right. So this was one shot, okay, that he shared. See the guy that is holding on. Someone said, is this AI child? Look, I don't know. I'm like, Harpo, who are these people? Are these even the same people? I can't tell. Okay, the one guy looks like he's posed standing there with his hand up on this little part of the boat, the rack. We don't know the guy in the back in the red shorts. We can't see what he's leaning down doing back there. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, and I guess this is supposed to be Wyatt in the 4th of July looking swim trunks on the phone. I was like, huh? I'm trying to understand. Alicia said all those Pinocchio predators, wait a minute, need to be prosecuted. Justice for Nolan Wells and all the many kings and queens we have lost. Amen. I agree. And shout out to you for the gold coin. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Hey, the Queen's Den. Welcome, sis. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. This is supposed to, I guess, show him on the phone. That time when he was talking to the operator. Okay, so hey, y'all tell me what you think. Here's another shot. Okay, so I don't know if this is them posing, making it look like they doing something to the boat. One standing up. Now, do they look like they sinking and in distress? I guess that's what I'm confused about. I mean, this doesn't look like a distress type of situation. Let's see here. Hey, Karen Michelle, she said, Obi, go back to the picture on the boat where those swim trunk colors right here. Which one? The boy on the left with the blue? Because I see 1, 2, 3 people in this shot. The video told allegedly, which video of this? 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So that's what, 7? Because it looks like these look like girls in the back. 3, 4, and I guess 5, 6, 7. I ain't counting anybody. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to understand. What made them take this picture? She said, all of them, can we find those swim trunk colors? Right. I don't see a distressed person in sight. Right, the Queen. I think he wanted to show those pictures to stop people from saying that Nolan was on the boat. Okay. Now, do we know if, I guess, with this, okay, let me say this. With this alone, if that was the theory, with this alone and the other boat taking the picture, right? How do we not know Nolan wasn't on the other boat? You see what I'm saying? How do we not know that Nolan's body, because I asked y'all that yesterday during the call, wasn't moved to the other boat and then y'all snapped the picture? Because I'm still trying to understand. It looks staged to me, like you're trying to line up a photo to go with a call. And if they did that day, then I'm definitely questioning premeditation. Okay, when the call for help video call. Oh, okay, got you. Okay, that is all stated. Right. Hi, Miss Josephine, welcome. Okay, like, y'all see what I'm saying? What is it about the random picture? Where's the timestamp? What was the purpose? Like Tay said, he could have still been on the floorboard of the boat. It ain't showing that part. Yeah, in certain angles, like we wouldn't be able to see if he was close to this side of it where the guy is standing. We wouldn't be able to see because you're not deep over into the boat. And back here on this one, we wouldn't be able to see what the guy back in the orange is kneeling down doing. Okay, it looks very staged because I question what was the whole point. Bart the kicker, yeah, he is. Now, this picture was supposedly taken after the boat had been towed, as the one guy is now coiling a tow line. However, none of these guys' shorts match the shorts in the photo with Nolan. Okay, that's a good point. Warren, Wyatt, Bart to the front of the class. Okay, wondering if Nolan had a shirt but took it off on the boat and thought he had. Wait, you wonder if he had a shirt on, like, and got off of the boat? Two girls on the boat. Yes, that's what it looked like. These in the back, the one looks like she has on a bikini, bluish green back there, and then one looks like she's sitting over to the left of this photo. It's like an orange white type of bathing suit. Are those the two girls? So I just found that odd. I mean, this is what he posted. I don't see the whole point of it. It looks staged to me. It also does not show inside of the boat. There are different blind spots where we can't see over. Also, why was it taken? Also, could it have been possible if it was there? Could his body have been on the other boat and they're just making sure they take a picture from this angle? Okay, so those are my questions. I just have questions. Those pictures don't matter. What matters is the phone call. Come on now. They came off the other boat. Right. This looks like it was taken on July 4th, though. Yeah, due to all the boats in the background that don't appear to be at a marina. Right. It makes me think it's some type of proof. And if you did it that day, it makes me wonder about premeditation. Okay, that's all I hate. Because, hey, take our picture. We're in a distress call. Go ahead and get our picture. We're trying to get told, get our picture right quick. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it just really doesn't make sense to me. But nevertheless, let's move on because I want to show y'all some pictures I found. Okay, so yesterday, Boogie Lowdown on Facebook had this shot. Now, I'm wondering who took this picture as well. Because this didn't come from the other boat. This one came from someone else. Okay, offshore a little further back. I don't know if they were still at Horn Island, and I don't know what caused them to take this picture. But this one shows both boats, okay, from a different angle. I don't know if they knew someone was taking their pictures. I don't know. Hey, I'm just showing y'all what I saw, okay, that was put out there. Now, it's similar, I will say, it's similar to what Officer Tatum posted as far as the color shorts on this white boat. That guy's dark green shorts look about the same color. Now, this looks like it's two boats. One is helping the other boat, right? Now, the thing of it is why this could be possible. Now, we still, like I said, we still cannot see Nolan because it's not close. Not to say he's not there, but nothing was ever like close, even from this angle. Okay, we can't even barely see the people. So my question when I saw this picture in the comments was, well, who took this shot? Because now it is two different boats, okay, showing the Bart's boat, the more black colored boat on one side, and then the one that Wyatt and all of them were supposed to have been on with this white boat. Now, you may say, well, how do you know that that is Bart's boat? Well, someone on IG, okay, when everything started coming out about Bart, his dad, they went to Bart's dad's page before it was private, and they took some screenshots. Now, I saw this in reverse because I saw that first, okay, before this picture came out. So I was just going through and looking, some of the pictures that showed him at work, taking the pictures. Like, these are public pictures too, because I saw that one before. Bart Edmiston, him at his job with some other coworkers, and then it had some other pictures of boats. So I didn't think anything of it, just kept scrolling. But later on in the day, yesterday evening, when I got on, and I think even Kim Brawley posted this picture here, this shot. So I said, wait, is this supposed to be a shot of the boats, next to each other? And I said, wait, let me go back and look at those pictures from Bart's dad's page. Y'all, look at this. Now, it didn't say particularly which day, but if you look at the boat, it actually matches. Now, this is from a real picture from his page. Okay, it actually matches this boat. So then I'm wondering, did someone, I don't know, from the island think that something was wrong or off and ended up taking a picture of these two boats doing whatever they were out there doing? I don't know. Okay. Cakes Bless said, too late for a cover up. People, you are cooked now. Okay. Come on now. Nolan and Guy will expose so-called friends and give us clues. Right. Okay. On the right, the engine is to the right. So did it crash into the white boat? I don't know. They didn't say anything about a crash. I don't know. They would have taken pictures of the damaged boat. Hey, C Note. It was 3 boats, but we don't hear about when that third boat comes back. We've heard about the 2 boats, okay? So this shot, I believe, was from someone at the island taking it of them. I don't know who would have taken it. I don't know why. Did they know something was off? Because notice none of them are looking or posing towards this view, whoever was taking the picture. It looks as though they were taking it from a distance and taking it of them. It looks like their attention is focused, okay, on something. We can't see where they're looking or any of that. But I just found it such a coincidence that on Bart's dad's page, there was a picture of this boat. Okay, and that is a real page. That wasn't like AI or just a random picture. That's from going through his photos, and he was saying his son was taking some of the friends out for fishing. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know at the time when they took this picture that we were going to be comparing, so it really, really looked like this boat. But at the same time, like I said, I still have questions, because who took this picture and why? Why are people snapping photos of these boats? Is that Nolan on the back boat? See, that's what I'm saying. It's not close enough for us to see it. Hey, Elle, shout out to Stars for the Uncle Alert. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Okay. Why is Grandpa's boat Bart's boat? Tracestin uncle's boat. I don't know where Tracestin's uncle's boat was at the time. Okay. Probably a passing boat was taking pictures or out there in groups in several boats. Possibly. I really did. Because this picture came out, and when I saw it on Facebook, and then I saw Kim Brawley had shared it, I said, well, who took the picture? That's been my question, of who took it and why were they taking it? But at the same time, I do think that that is Bart's boat on that water. Okay. Now, why with the Officer Tatum pictures, Bart's will be taking care of the other boat. I don't know. That part, I don't know. It's odd to me. Let's see here. Two boats of kids and no one has their phone out or taking pictures. Yet another boat is taking a pic of them. Just keep their phones in their hands. That's true. It is what it is. Okay. I think they drugged Nolan. Remember, he was an athlete and on his way back to college after the holidays. He would not have been doing any drugs nor drinking, if drinking at all, a lot. Yes. Now, I'm glad that you said that too, because I was wondering during the call, and we hear a lot of things in the background, okay, being stated. Is it possible? What do y'all think about this? Is it possible, speaking of, him possibly being drugged or something to that matter, that he did fall out and they were wondering, was he dead? But wasn't quite dead at that time. And they hurried up and got out of there. And then something happened later on as they moved out or when they got to where they were going. Okay. Because, they were asking, it didn't seem like for sure quite yet, but we do know that something had happened. Okay. We did know that happened. You got to remember they were only half a mile from the island. Yes, we're going to talk about that too. Yes, we definitely going to talk about that. This is when everything took place with Nolan. I believe so too, because it looks like the attention is on something. Okay, what they're so one then go to that call, and it's a certain portion I wanted y'all to listen to. Give me 1 second. Oh, and y'all, yesterday, she did share the audio on there. We didn't get into her live today, but I do want to share some of that maybe one day. Okay, here we go.
Detail assistant, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What'd
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
What did we just hear? What was that? Straight out to investigative reporter Crime Stories, Dave Mack. Did you just hear what I heard? Now, this has been transcribed, and this is the CTO dispatch call. Because, Dave, when I first heard this, I thought, has this been doctored? Is this real? Where's this coming from, Dave?
This is an official recording, Nancy, that is being issued, and it's shocking when you listen to this call for a tow, for the sea tow. Going further into it, Nancy, you're picking apart all of the different voices that can be heard on this one phone call, trying to determine what is really taking place on this boat that is allegedly sitting in 31 feet of water, a depth of 31 feet. And a bilge pump not working, claiming they're sinking, and calling for help. And yet, in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Okay. Now, I'm glad he said that. So I went and I looked up the coordinates that Wyatt gave. And I thought about how many feet of water. Oh, hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. And I looked up how many feet of water he said that they were in. He had said 17 at one, then he said 31. Okay. So let me take this down. So when I typed in the coordinates that he gave, okay, the 30 degrees, 14.684 north, 88 degrees, 46.879 west, right? Notice you have Horn Island right there where it shows Horn Island, okay? Then notice out here the boat. Now they were not too far away from all of those other boats that anchor right there on the shore, okay? Now also, the water there in that spot doesn't even go 1731 feet. I said, wait a second. Okay. And the operator, I'm surprised she didn't call any of this out. It only can go in that spot to like 16 feet. So what do you mean 1731 feet? We just caught you in yet another lie. Okay. For one, you were not far from the other boats that were anchored right there at Horn Island during 4th of July. Y'all were not out that far. Y'all weren't that far away from other people. That's number one. So people could have seen something going on. Okay. But then to say in authorities, are y'all hearing this? Because what would be the purpose of lying like this? Then we're going down base even on. Okay, y'all weren't even going down. Going down where? This could go from anywhere 16 feet of where y'all were based on the coordinates. So once again, you lied for what? Why were you calling the sea tow? Because even if the bilge pumped, even if it was, baby, it was other boats right there that could have helped y'all. And you wasn't going to go down too far. Definitely not in the 31 feet of water. Okay. That lady knew they were lying because when she asked the coordinates, okay, she was like, are y'all still on Horn Island? She knew something was off based off of the coordinates. But see, I'm a visual person. So I said, well, let me look and see how far were they away from Horn Island, because I'm thinking they way out in the water somewhere away from everywhere, but they were not really far. And the water in that particular area does not even go that deep, y'all. It doesn't even go to 31 feet. So they should question, why is he lying? Why is he lying on that call? We caught you in yet another lie. What was the real emergency? What really took place right there? That's why when Pawpaw, Jerry, canceled the call, he knew it wasn't no sinking situation. Okay, because he would have kept the call going. The operator said it in a roundabout way. Remember, she said, are you on the island? Yes, she did. But they let that slide. Come on now. Y'all, I would have been like, I think it ain't 1 feet of water right there. Okay. So what's going on with these kids? Because let me tell you, if you call 911 and kids are playing, they will still send someone out there. Okay. They should have still sent someone to that boat. Now, I know the guy was like, oh, we don't have, we can't help anyone that's not a member and all of this. If they are flat out lying, that's another reason, y'all, that we did not hear water. Excuse me. We didn't hear a lot of water splashing. Okay. It's far closer. Okay, well, I mean, this is ChatGPT. It's far, so that makes it even worse. If it was a little close, that makes it even worse. Okay. Chronicle Speaks audio call is great. She took out all the background noise. Yes, we listened to that yesterday. Yes. Right. The picture just bring light to this call. Exactly. The operator knew that the boat was on ground, not water. Right. So that makes it even closer. Okay. So that makes it worse. So what was the lie about? That's what we're just trying to understand. The water is, hey, that in itself is a huge lie, does not even go that deep. He was just throwing numbers out there. She thought it was a prank call. Yep, she knew something. He was that drunk when she asked him, is there anyone that's on the boat? He said no, acting like he was on Gilligan's Island. Okay, hey, Smiley. So again, how the F did Nolan drown? Oh, come on now. You better clock it, the Queen's Den. Okay, because see, we can no longer use that. We can no longer use that. Hey, skeptic, welcome. We can't use that. The Mississippi Sound is 10 feet of water roundabout. So what again happened to Nolan? Why was it such an emergency? What did Bart do? Why did y'all say, Bart, damn it, what happened? Why were y'all asking if Nolan is dead? What happened? Because see, it should be witnesses out there. It should actually be witnesses out there. They want to be the hometown star, not Nolan. Ooh, clock it. They were sitting basically 4 feet of water. My grandson can stand up in that. How you sinking? Right. Rhonda said, I'm from Mississippi and so glad I left at 26, still in Georgia 22 years later. I wouldn't live there for nothing. Remember when he put it on mute and came back? They were trying to look up coordinates. They were not where they were saying. Ooh. See? All lies. I repeat this all the time. Triton Sea Flight Boat is designed to stay afloat and further exceeds industry safety standards by staying level, full of water. Wow. Thank you, John, for sharing that. Wow. Okay. Once again. Oh, 200 yards. Okay. Got you. Okay. So the 200 yards. Okay. Baby, look, this was, so it would have been closer. Okay. Got you. My whole point as well was the feet of water too. I want us to think about that because that was on the call as well. It doesn't go to 1731 feet, y'all. Okay. So once again, what is the line for? We're still trying to understand that when we hear in the background, the things that are being stated about Nolan. They are protecting Bart's potential NFL career. Oh yeah, definitely that. Yes, they're all complicit to murder, lock the whole dang city up at this point. It's proof that it's a close-knit community. The grandfather must be well known and connected throughout the waterways from Seato, Cajun Navy, and even the Coast Guard. Ooh. I think the operator asked a help question, meaning is anyone hurt or overboard? Yeah, because she probably thought something was off. While the other two boats watched them torture that child. Wow, 6 feet to 20 feet, but 10 feet being average. Yeah, it doesn't go to 31 feet. Operator had a delay before she connected, but she could hear them talking, so she asked. But see, I have a whole problem with why she didn't send out help. Okay, I have a whole problem with that. Because if you can hear that they have some kind of distress, okay, with that call, and you could tell they're lying based off of your coordinates and your system, why was something not done or no one still sent out there to check on these? Because she said she thought that there were a bunch of kids out there playing. But see, that could also fall back on y'all because now something really did happen to someone. And when y'all did get an emergency call, and then she hung up on the call at the end when, hey, they didn't come back to the phone. So to me, that's negligent as well because someone really was in distress, obviously with the background noise that you were hearing. Okay, so not sending help, to me, that's negligent. even if you thought it was kids playing on the phone as she was trying to tell the captain. Even when you saw, man, they're closer than they're to Horn Island than what they're saying. They're saying he didn't even know the correct feet of water, 17 to 31 feet. Something's off with this call. I need to send help, regardless of what his grandfather saying. Y'all still need to go see what's going on. Grandfather not there, okay? Because someone really did need help. I feel the Coast Guard already knew something when the body was found. Oh yeah, I think so too. I think they did. Nolan knew this information. That's why they weren't accepting the stupid stuff. They won't send out help if you don't have a membership, I'm sure. Well, he did say that they didn't have time for any non-membership calls, but you could get someone else, another, agency to go out there and check it. That it didn't have to be their company. I mean, that's crazy work. Bart messed him up, and Warren didn't think Bart would take it that far, but he loyal to Bart. Yeah, it seems like he is. The captain knew something. He did. I agree. I definitely agree. Well, she reported it to Sheriff Ledbetter. He hit that too. Sheriff Ledbetter, you need to do better. That's what I want to know. Did she call them? Because it seemed like she was going to cancel that call once the grandfather called. Okay, it seemed like she canceled the call. Warren was instructed to pull the drain plug out, but then they hauled ass to Fort Bayou, and Wyatt went to the truck to get a drain plug. Now, hey, I could see that. I could definitely see that. It's crazy work. So we still want to know why all of the lies again. Okay. And I still am waiting to hear my response or an answer to my question. Who took this picture and why? Because I don't think they knew this photo was being taken. The other ones, it looked like they knew that photo was being taken, but this one, I don't. The other one looked like they were posed, make it, coordinate with the call and all of that. And that to me seems like some type of premeditation. If you out there supposedly in a distress call, but you're posing and taking pictures for what? What was the photo for? He knew he was a member when he talked to Grandpa directly. Exactly. I ain't gonna blame the operator. She asked the right questions. It just takes us 2 days to get it. She asked for a reason. Yeah. Sheriff Rotten Cheddar. So I don't know. We'll see y'all with these photos. Now, yesterday they met up with other boats to drop Nolan off. That's what I was thinking too, because even on the other pictures, we can't tell if Nolan went on the other boat. Okay. Where was Nolan at this point? Yeah, where was he? So I don't know. All right. So yesterday, Funky Dineva, he talked about the Nolan Wells case, and he brought up some very good points that I wanted to share with you all on today. And then we're going to get into some of the Tracestin Shepherd interview, because remember, we have not really had our discussion about that. So they'll let people drown because of non-membership. Okay, clock it, curious. That's what I'm wondering. Anybody know Captain Seth's full name? No, I don't. I don't. All right, let's go. Make sure y'all tap that like button or double tap the screen.
And I'm planning on going over there, getting white folks together up and down and through there or whatever, which is a perfect segue for this very first story. And so this first story that I want to share with you guys, if you guys have not already heard it, it is the audio call from Sea-Tow. Sea-Tow is the boat people who tow your boat if you're having a boat issue. And I don't have her name, but she is a Black woman who is an audio engineer. She was able to take the dispatch call from the boat towing company and bring forward the sound in the back. She was bringing it forward, and it reveals a lot. Take a listen. Can we cover it up? I thought about that.
Hey, we're at the
It's
west
not the
tip
one
of
I wanted to
Horn,
play.
and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
This ain't play.
Shut the fuck up!
This ain't the one I wanted to play. Hold on. I got another one. Hold on. I mean, let me just play it here real quick. Hold on. What is going on? Hold on. Why is my phone not playing? Oh, you know why? Them damn headphones.
Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles? Hello?
Hey,
Yes. How far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
What?
So that was from Nancy Grace. And let me just read the transcript really quickly, guys. So that'll help you guys.
And even when he said we're going down now, that's a lie number 311.
Who were unable to make out what was going on. So the transcript goes, can we cover it up? Somebody says. Somebody says, yeah, I thought about that. Oh, you killed him. He's already dead. Is he dead? Nolan. Oh my God. Nolan, wake up. Wyatt. Nolan, wake up. Get the F up. Damn it, Bart. Nolan's really dead now. And so that is what the transcript of the phone call is. So with that being said, when I went to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, some people ain't teach me nothing about solving crimes. Some people ain't teach me nothing about the legal system. Some people ain't teach me.
No, it's not two different calls. Mad Cow Moo. What they did was they separated the audio, like where you could just, I guess, I'm not a technical person, but I guess turn down the volume on the operator voice and then let the background noise, and conversations be heard, then isolate, you know what I'm saying? So I think they just isolated it, not that it's necessarily two different calls, if that makes sense. Like the whole call combined, even when they were holding, it had music. Because if you go to their website, directly to their website and hear it, it has music. It has dead airtime. They're talking while they're holding. And then she comes on. Well, they've taken out the layer of music so you can hear the call part. So they kind of turn it down, So I'm not technical and don't know how they do all of that. But that's what they did, just so people could hear just the background. Like when we listened to Chronicle Speak video yesterday, and she has it where the words flash up on the screen as they're saying it too. So that helps see it, what they're saying, for visual people like myself. Wondering if Grandpa Jerry is a grandson. It sounds like KKK ritual initiation. Hey, Protected 91. I've been hearing people say that. It's on a different frequency, right? Let's see. I felt that. It's absolutely clear he was definitely deleted on that boat. And like I said, I'll go back to what I stated earlier. Even if he didn't completely, pass away in that moment, okay? What this does tell us is in this moment, there was a form of emergency that ultimately did lead to his death. We just don't know what happened on this boat during this time is the question. Okay. So that's what I'm wondering, what took place for them to wonder if he was dead.
Nothing about how to get away with murder or how to put together an investigation, but I am smart enough to know, with my limited background or legal expertise, that this is the ace in the hole. That this is the ace in the hole. Okay? Because now we have proof that at least the people.
Uh-oh, can y'all hear me? I don't know what happened. Let me see. Hey, Mama Magazine, welcome, sis. Yes, y'all, I don't know what's going on with the notifications, because I have been seeing some people saying, even in other chats, that they're not getting the YouTube notifications. Sometimes what can help with that is if you unsubscribe and subscribe back and do the notification bell again. So that could help with that too. So I don't know. Sometimes YouTube does that. I've seen that happen every once in a while where people are not getting notifications. So that's a suggestion. If you have a content creator that you listen to and you're not getting their notifications, sometimes just hit the unsubscribe, subscribe, and hit the bell all again and see if that helps.
What happened to Nolan? As a matter of fact, not only do y'all know what happened, y'all all got off that boat, went home, took a bath, put on y'all night clothes, and showed up in the world the next day as if nothing happened. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It's stuff like this why I say I don't trust white people past how far I could throw them. Let me say.
Funky Dineva, child. He don't hold his tongue. Okay. Inspiration said it also sounds like this not Warren and a few others' first rodeo in this situation. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Woo. Hey, the highest point. She said Bart's dad is a doctor. His mother was appointed to the State Board of Health. And guess, y'all, this is the kicker on that. Guess who she was appointed by? The governor. You see where all this is connected? Okay, all these people are connected, and why no charges or arrests have been made? They're all connected. What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to John. Thanks for being my fellow parrot. Okay, thank you, and thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Also, tell them to drop down on the notification and check all, not personalized. Okay, Karen Michelle, thank you so much. Okay, like seriously, that's who she was appointed by, the governor. It's crazy work. They're all connected. I just want y'all to know that.
Say that one more time. I do not trust white people past how far I can throw them. Okay, and I'm not talking about the individual over there, and I'm not talking about your neighbor Mary, and I'm not talking about your your principal Mrs. Smith. I'm talking about the white collective. I'm talking about the institution of whiteness. I'm talking about the system. I do not trust white people past how far I can throw them, because not one of you, not a single one of you had the decency, had enough conscience to come clean.
Right,
First and foremost, I'm not going to lie to you. The first group of people that I want to come down on in this situation are the females that were on the boat. Okay? And not that women should be held at a higher standard than men, but I am.
Okay, and you brought up a very good point, Angel. Bart's dad is a pain management doctor. He is licensed to administer narcotics. Okay, and can someone tell me once again why Bart's dad was brought up on that call? Why did someone say call Bart's dad? Uh-oh. Was Nolan given something and maybe it had an effect that y'all weren't ready for? We just have questions. Was he given something? Would they actually show something in his system? Interesting.
I'm surprised that they were able to get the girls to go along with this. I am surprised that they were able to get the girls to go along with this. There is not of one of y'all felt guilty enough or a conscience heavy enough to say something and do what's right. Now, here is the second thing. Now, either every set of parents attached to those children is a part of this cover up, or all of y'all went back and lied to y'all parents and y'all parents are in the dark. But I am willing to bet every parent that belongs to every child on that boat knows what happened, and they are all somewhere. They were trying to corroborate. First of all, let me tell you something. Black people, it's a lot of things you could get me to corroborate. Child, they said I tried to steal a pack of drawers out of Target. She didn't steal them. We been had them. Okay. They said y'all ran out the restaurant without paying. Bitch, do you know who I am? I'm fucking Dineva Ross, bitch. I don't got to steal. I corroborate that. I even help sometimes, depending on if I'm closer to you or your spouse, I help corroborate you cheating on your husband or wife. Yeah, Tammy, child, John was around here with me. We had got drunk and he passed out in my guest room. I'll make sure he get home in the morning.
Well, multiple things, could be right at the same time, right? So if the stomach couldn't tell anything in the stomach contents, the throat was missing. Certain things as far as different drugs that they could have seen, or the toxicology report was not sent. Okay, could have been possibly some rugs or fight, that went wrong. We would be speculating because we have nothing. Okay, which I just don't trust these people. I'm honest of them doing the right thing and using integrity when it comes to that, being that no one has seen it. And they're trying to see what the public knows. They wanted to see what was on the independent autopsy report, because now whatever they couldn't access, they can always fix it. Okay, so that's what's questionable as well. Hey, Ray, welcome, sis. Was Katie the female we heard on the phone call? I bet it was. Hey, okay, the thing of it is the real. I was saying I'm still waiting on Katie's answers to my questions, because I still want to know, how did Katie leave the island? How did she leave? With which boat did she get on? And then which launch did she go to for her brother and sister-in-law to pick her up from? Which of the boat launches? Okay, so those are still questions. Yeah, the parents know. He would slip something with a sedative in it. They probably gave him the same amount they take, but his tolerance was lower because he doesn't do drugs. Oh, it is what it is. That's a possibility. That's a huge possibility. It probably scared them, I should say, because they didn't know the effect that it would have on him. And see, my thing is, he knew Monday was coming, for one. If he's never done that, he's probably, telling them, I don't want it. I don't want to take that. I don't do that. You think you better than us. You think you all that, da. Probably started calling them racist names, I don't know. That would be speculation. However, we don't know how that conversation or what went down on that boat. But what we do know is something happened to Nolan. And we can hear the panic in the background. And if people don't hear it, you just don't want to hear it, because they isolated the background from the whole call. You don't have to strain to try to hear what they're saying. It's out there. So if anybody can't hear it, you're not listening to it, because that's the only thing that's playing. It's the background. Okay, that's all I can say to that is go and listen for yourselves. But it's clear that something happened to Nolan on that boat. Now, like I said earlier, was that the final thing that happened to him? I don't know. I don't know if maybe later on something else transpired and it caused ultimately his death, or did it lead to that? Whatever, caused his distress, did it eventually lead to that? Okay. Wyatt, Evan, Andrew, and Morgan were using drugs and tried to get Lucy and Natalia to use the drug. This is what the text said. Protected 91. You're right. Okay. You're right. Let's see. Candace Star mentioned they gave him drugs. It wouldn't surprise me. Right. Well, okay. Right. Yes, peer pressure and all sorts. Yeah. And then you got to consider they had boys there from college. Was Nolan, aware of these guys? Did he know who they were? Did they all get along? Okay. What did they have to say? They knew he's a star athlete too. Okay. Did they feel intimidated? Like they drinking and possibly rugs involved? You don't know what all people are going to say and do when they're on that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we can't really say yes or no to what all they did because we really don't know. Clearly, the evidence is the throat, and the bruise in the back of his head rules out drugs. And if that was true, someone could detest to Nolan dying out there with thousands of people out there, right? Well, I mean, we don't have the toxicology reports either. So that would also show if it was drugs in his system too. Oh yeah, I believe Nolan was their competition. I believe they were joking, acting like they were going to leave him. He swam. Now I have heard that story over and over. Where did that start? Because I have heard it. I just never knew who put that out there, who started it, and so forth. Like, was that something that happened? Because I don't know where it came from, but I've seen someone say they were playing a game of Nolan swim to the boat, they would move the boat and stuff like that. So I don't know, but I have heard that, never knew where it started. Listen to Nolan's friend. Nolan was beat at the pool party and dumped. Find the other video where he was being thrown on the ground. Well, that wasn't Nolan. I did look at that Sade. That wasn't Nolan. That was like a fight club. And they do those types of like wrestling, fighting type of videos. Because I went to that page and there were other videos of other people. That boy in that video, the other guy had just picked him up and threw him almost to the ground. I was like, dang, is he okay? I'm still wondering if that guy is okay that's in that video, but that wasn't Nolan. I did verify that. I posted it on my community wall too. Why keep the throat so long if there wasn't something done? Exactly. Just need to find out who was supposed to see Nolan on the island at 6. You think they're going to put that out? Nope. That was what she said when she channeled Nolan. If he was alive in the water, whether he was hit or not, he'd have water in his lungs. Where's the Oregon's Ocean Springs? Okay. Hey, Sonia, Grand Rising. Right.
I don't care who you are. I'm not corroborating no murder.
Right.
That go for all my siblings. That go for my bestest of friends. That go for my mama. I am not corroborating no murder because catch this tea. Not everybody future messed up. Now everybody future messed up. The judge, I don't know what your legacy was or what your track record was. The medical examiner, girl, quiet as it's kept. If you don't want to get swept onto this sinking ship, you better go ahead. You better go ahead and come clean as the medical examiner. You right there helping to corroborate. All of y'all are finna go down. And if you all don't go down legally, you're at least going to go down socially and morally. I'm willing to bet that many of y'all over there on that side in that Jackson, Mississippi, consider yourselves to be Christian, good Republican people. Well, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Now, I know y'all probably don't watch my show. Good old white folks over there in Jackson associated with Nolan Wells. Let me be very clear to you. The moment this audio dropped, y'all should have Sha'Carri Richardson y'all ass down to the police station, because the person that speak first get the best deal. The person who
Right.
snitches first gets the best deal. And on top of that,
and I've been saying that too, y'all. Like, I mean, if you know something, at this point, stuff coming out anyways. If we're making it easier for you, so it doesn't have to be like you snitched. Okay, all you have to do is just go fill in the gaps and confirm what we're putting out there. Just go ahead and just tell the truth. Because if you know something, just tell the truth. Get your money. Okay, if it leads to arrest and conviction, and they may be a little easier on you. You may pay a fine, may not have to do too much jail time, but do it first. Okay, the public is helping y'all out. We're coming up and with all the evidence and showing videos, pictures, exposing this. We got those authorities working hard trying to keep this thing covered up. Okay, allegedly. Then the girls told us from the beginning how Nolan looked before he went to Washington. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was confirmed, but they did put that out. It's too late for the medical examiner. She has a long list of collaborations of fraudulent medical practices. Right. Okay. Really, Eric, I missed hearing that. What happened? I must have missed something. Oh, yeah, with the girls, yeah, saying he was face down. Body was possibly, I think they said, tortured or something. This is the problem now with social media, flooding with misinformation with pool pics and now video of a beach fight. Yeah, that wasn't Nolan. I don't think some accident happened out there a quarter of a mile away, because they could explain that. Yeah, if it was an accident, yeah, just say it was an accident. What happened to him? You see what I'm saying? Like, why the whole, I guess the cover up part of it all is what makes it look like it wasn't an accident. Okay. Yes, it was a reason, Angel. Right. We're not crazy. Hey, Peggy, like, people can't convince me I'm crazy when I hear stuff with my own ears. Okay. Yes, it was too direct. What did he do? If the coroner could not recognize Nolan, how can you say it wasn't? What are you talking about, Sade? I don't even know what you're referring to, unless you're talking to someone in the chat.
I'm pretty sure Nolan's listen, people, it's fake. It's not reported anywhere else. Yes, it is, ma'am. It is on Nancy Grace's page. Nancy Grace talked about it on her show. Nancy Grace has confirmed the authenticity of the audio for whoever that was in the comments that said it's fake. It's not being reported anywhere else. Nancy Grace is on the case. It's been reported on Nancy Grace. The audio is very much real, and it disappoints me that you're a Black person and you would even be in my chat so willing to want to say the video is fake. That's very concerning for me, especially when we need it to be real. Okay. Everybody ass going down, including them other parents, because I'm pretty sure that judge or whatever called the other parents and said, just keep it under wraps. Tell your kids, don't speak to anybody. We got it going on. Second thing that's bothering me, I can't remember, don't quote me on which official. I don't know if it was the governor, the police chief, the district attorney, whomever it was, said that Ben Crump and Al Sharpton are responsible for stoking division. No, ma'am, you will not start this story in the middle. You will not start this story in the middle and then make the Black people out to be the villain. Okay.
Now he said no, ma'am, and they were telling him in his chat, that's a guy, it was the governor. It was the governor who said that. And we talked about that yesterday.
Quiet as it's kept, we can talk about race relations and division after we get to the bottom of the Nolan Wells situation. And no, we're not responsible for stoking division. Division was stoked when all of those white people decided to toe the line, hold the line, corroborate and participate in this conspiracy to cover up the killing of a Black boy. That was when division was stoked. You don't get to kill one of ours and tell us how to respond. You don't get to kill one of ours and then try to tell us that we're not behaving properly in this situation. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. That's number one. Then number two, the other thing that is concerning me coming from the white collective. Now, I can understand the judge and those who have some type of emotional or familiar relationship to these children. I can understand their ability or them wanting to cover things up and them being defensive. What I'm not understanding is why it feels like whole portions of the white faction are somehow mad with us. How is it? And here's the funny thing. We haven't got out and marched yet. Nolan Wells.
Now, Carmelo Young, I think Hanada, if that's who you're referring to, we're still waiting on a new trial because in the last trial, even with that, it's so much corruption and cover up. They had this whole gentleman's deal. I don't know if some people know about the off the record deal where they couldn't bring up character and they knew that Austin was the aggressor. They could not talk about all of that. We never got a chance even to hear Carmelo's side of what happened. We don't even know if the weapon that was used was Carmelo's, if he actually indeed did it, because he never got a fair trial. So to this day, I still stand on, I don't know what happened in that case because he hasn't had a fair trial. And we already saw that. His own lawyer has put out a sworn affidavit of some things that were going on that were shady. So until he gets a new trial, it's innocent until proven guilty, in my opinion. Okay, so hey, that's their bad. They should not have done that. So they need to let him have a fair new trial. We, the public, don't know what information the police have already. And I feel that's what is frustrating people because they want the blanks filled in. Yeah, we need some arrest, questioning, all of that made ASAP. Okay. With all this stuff that's coming out, y'all, I don't know how no arrests have been made. They drained the blood out of Nolan, then put him back in the water to claim decay. Oh, I don't know. I ain't heard that. I hope Nancy Grace has gotten tired of being a collaborator with so many lies. She has definitely made a 360 to deal with this case. Yeah, because I can't say yesterday, she was on it yesterday. I agree with a lot of what happened. Okay, what she was saying yesterday. Now, I know, baby, I didn't even watch her with the whole Carmelo Anthony case. I didn't watch it. So to this day, I don't know what all she said because I knew one comment she made, I was like, okay, I don't think she's going to be on board with this and getting to the bottom. But y'all, it was so much corruption taking place with that case. And a lot of them, after that came out, y'all, with that whole off the record gentleman's deal and how deceptive they were, notice that a lot of people that were coming for Carmelo Anthony, they never talked about it again. They never stated when we found out that there was this deal, baby, they got quiet. Even his dad never came back out and said anything after all of that was exposed. He never has mentioned. He came out with the whole foundation, but they never mentioned that they knew that Austin was the aggressor, and Hunter and Austin were on that a part of the gentleman's deal where their hands were tied. The defense's hands were pretty much tied. It was never going to work in favor of Carmelo in no aspect of that trial with that whole deal in place. Just to let y'all know that didn't know that part. Okay, you catching back up. Okay, yes, yeah. You're welcome, Hinata, because some people just don't know. Yeah, some people, if they missed that part, they still left that he got 35 years for murder, but didn't know once the attorney started working on the appeal, that was a sworn affidavit from his lawyer, Mike Howard, and he exposed all of the stuff that was happening in the background that Carmelo and his family were not even aware of. Okay, he didn't even know about the deal. He had 10 minutes to go in there and tell his client and his parents about a deal that he had verbally agreed to. Okay, I don't know if they had it in writing, and tell him his options as far as getting on the stand in 10 minutes. How you break all of that down to a 19-year-old in 10 minutes. Okay, I can prove Warren lied about the boat sinking. Okay, come on. What kind of guy? Well, I know we just the proof I had was the water doesn't. Oh no, you don't have to apologize. You just didn't know. No, it's not an attack or anything on you, sis. I just wanted to put that out for the people that did not know. Yeah, nothing towards you. Them folks lied, and that's what the CETO call proved. Yes, exactly, exactly. All right, let's continue.
His family has not gotten out and said anything inflammatory. You know, we've been told that we just need to sit back and wait for the investigation. Well, things are unfolding, and one of y'all's killed one of ours, but yet this is now like a race thing where y'all are mad with us. How? White people, white collective, please explain to me how y'all have beat us being mad and we didn't do anything. We're still not doing anything. We are still sitting back, sitting on our hands like this, waiting for things to unfold. Now that this audio has been brought about, what you got to say now? Bart, your ass in trouble, bitch, because they tried to say Bart wasn't even in town or whatever. And clearly in the video, they say, damn it, Bart. And don't blame the girl or the boy who said, damn it, Bart. Bart, your ass did it. You're going down. And everybody associated with this crap is going down. Second thing I want to bring about, and again, I cannot wait until I hope that Don Lemon brings Daniel Grimes' ass back on that show tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock so I can get his ass together and run him through the ringer around the world and because this is what I was trying to explain to Daniel when I was on Don's show, and this is all of what we knew. We all knew. So now what do y'all got to say? Like, here is the other thing. I saw Leslie Jones doing a monologue when she was hosting the Daily Show, and the crux of her monologue was, white people, you call us your friends, but you don't.
He had made a post, a comment, sis, under someone's post saying that he was out of town and hadn't been to Pass Christian for a year, which was a lie. That was a lie. He was in town. They said his name. Okay. They said his name. Amanda, thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Yes, I'll find it, John. Yes. Okay. So he was lying. He was in town. Because they even Warren said it on the interview. He was helping tow the boat.
Show up for us. You call us your friends, but you don't show up for us when we need you most. Like, it is troublesome to me because I am pretty sure there are multiple people on that boat that had absolutely nothing to do with the physical murder of Nolan, and neither one of y'all didn't feel it prudent to show up. Y'all didn't. Y'all call that boy your friend. Somebody murdered him. His mama is sitting somewhere crying. Daddy's sitting somewhere crying. They don't know what's going on, and he was your friend, and you didn't feel the need to show up for him at all. In addition to them, my white celebrities, my white political people. See, white people, y'all do this very interesting thing that y'all do. Black people are taught to stand out. White people are taught to fit in, okay? Black people are taught to stand out. White people are taught to fit in. Don't make a stink. Don't rattle the apple cart. That's why y'all dress the same, look the same, wear the same clothes to corporate, the same khaki, same polo, same loafer, same corporate hairdo. Y'all believe in that monolithic way of being. And because race relations in this country are so tense, and y'all don't want to be made to look funny amongst your peers or be ostracized, white people, y'all will sit back and see wrongdoing like this and not say anything because you don't want your neighbor to feel away, or you don't want your other coworkers to feel away, or you don't want, you know what I'm saying, your country club members to think that you're not part of the team because you're over here standing up for Black people.
Shout out and thanks to I think it's No One. I almost thought it was Nolan. I had to look at it. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Also, thanks, John. I appreciate that. Thank you also for being a sponsor for today's live. Yes, he is a kick or a punt returner. Let's see here. Hey, Ian, welcome. I was going to read some of y'all comments. Have we figured out who Will is? I think they did, but I don't know, because someone said, I'm waiting for it to be the correct one, because somebody said it was 2 wheels. I said, y'all, I ain't going to speak on it till we know which wheel is the correct wheel that was on the boat. But they trying to figure it out. Yes, Warren called and asked Bart to get his boat out. Yes, he said it. He said it. The audio is clear. Nolan was on the boat. He said, Bart, damn it, Bart, he did. I don't know what Bart did. Okay, I don't know what he did. No one called for medical help. Bart was lying to try to save his football upcoming career. That's why he lied. He has no credibility. Oh, really, Peggy? Peggy said Bart is sponsored by ESPN. What? I've been saying that the highest point. Okay, we wouldn't have to cover up an accident. Yeah, he's a doctor. His mom is involved, not involved in this, but yeah, in the community. Very well known. They're connected in high places. Act like she's standing on truth, then she pivots hard later. We as Black people are told to protect each other and to stand up for wrongdoing. Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm gonna pause it there, y'all, with Funky Dineva. Shout out to Funky Dineva. He does not hold his tongue. Okay, he's gonna speak his mind. Yesterday, he was speaking some straight facts. Now let's get into a little of this Tracestin Shepherd interview. We had not talked about that over here, so I wanted us to kind of tap into that as well. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free.
Understand. I beat myself up every night I lay down. Beat myself up anytime it crosses my mind. Because in my head, if I wasn't drinking, if I didn't get into that altercation, maybe I would be able to do something. Maybe I would have known.
And this interview was from the Officer Tatum show. Also, y'all, his body language, Trace's body language in this interview is very telling. It's almost like he's on defense mode, trying to protect himself with his arms crossed like that. To me, he didn't show any emotions either. It's like this straight up, I don't know, just, I don't know. Y'all tell me y'all's thoughts about, his body language and what you're noticing from him during this interview.
Maybe I would have told Nolan, hey, man, you're not going with that girl. Just come back with us. We're going back a little bit later. We can go meet up with the guys later. Maybe it just plays out different. And then the fact that they're going to play that is I'm already trying to mourn my friend's death as is, and I'm blaming myself for it. To put that in my head is a next level of hurt that can't be truly explained. Because it's hard to put into words. Generally, it's backstabbing from a sense of a community that I thought I had with my skin color, and they stay so strong together.
Thank you.
I'm supposed to be one of them, but I come up and I speak, and now I'm the person to blame. Now I'm not dark enough for them. I'm not Black enough for them.
First of all, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Okay. Y'all, we wouldn't even know who Tracestin was had Tracestin not spoken out and said, oh, it was him, trying to come out and be the captain, save a hoe. Okay. we would not have known who he is. I don't think that all of this he's getting from the Black community. Okay, it's like the gaslighting for me is very heavy during this interview. I'm just trying to understand, where's all of this coming from? Okay, where is all of this coming from? If you're receiving threats, is it because you know something and the threats are possibly coming from those people? Like, you better not say anything, or we need you to go out here and say it was you, or this is not about race and all of that. Like, I guess I'm just trying to understand, because nobody was mentioning Tracestin. He's just making it all like, yeah, they're coming for me, and I'm not dark enough for them, and I guess they don't see my Blackness, so now people hate me. No, we don't know you, and we would not have known anything about you had you not said anything. Okay, now I find this odd. I want to share this. After that Good Morning America video interview he did, and then he did one with the Rolling Stones, Tracestin posted this on his Facebook. Okay, and it says, to all media outlets, please be advised that I will no longer be granting interviews. Wait, what? This was when? July 13th at 12:35 p.m. He said he was reports. My intention was to speak truthfully regarding the situation. I have established direct contact with the necessary individuals. Should further clarification be required to address any misinformation. Moving forward, I will only be communicating with the two reporters. How many? He said the two reporters with whom I am currently engaged. I apologize to anyone expecting a more extensive story. My priority remains advocating for myself, my friends, just for now. I guess my wondering, Tracestin, is what happened. Okay. What happened? Hi, Didi. Why is it that now all of a sudden, Tracestin, you felt the need, after you said you were only going to deal with the two reporters that you had already spoken with? Then why come on to the Officer Tatum's show and do a more in-depth conversation and interview when you said you didn't want to do that? Did someone persuade you? Did you get paid? Because Nolan's cousin is saying paid actors out here. Are you one of the alleged paid actors? What prompted this? Yeah, why only the two? What prompted this interview? Yeah, he wasn't advocating for Nolan on that interview. Right. And then, y'all, when we went through his photos on his page, now he's on here like he is such, this big time Nolan friend, best friend, and all of that, right? Okay, let me show y'all something, because I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to understand. Let me remove this. Hold on one second. Okay. Now, when you go to his page, I don't even see the picture that he had the nude. Okay, child. Picture of as Nolan. Went through these just child. I was like, well, where's Nolan? Where's the best friend? I mean, we got Medea, but there's no Nolan, your best friend. Where's the one picture that Nolan's grandfather even thought it was AI. He told you to produce some more photos rather than that AI picture. Even Pawpaw did not think that it was real. Okay, so we're trying to understand, how is he such this best friend? And you don't have not a one picture with your best friend. Wow. Interesting. Okay, let's continue. Hold on.
This whole friend group. Now they don't even mention you. They don't bring you up in this whole thing
Yeah, nobody
when
came
it comes to
to see him.
what happened on at Horn Island. So what's your take on Nolan being presented as like the only black kid in a group of all these white boys?
Right, why
That's crazy, man. I know we've spoken a little bit, but that friend group that I'm a part of to this day was the first friend group I was in when I moved to Ocean Springs as a new kid coming in. I never knew any of them. Any of them. I known one, kind of, sort of, back from grade school because we went to the same private school together. But that was it. That was it. And him being the only black person, minority, any of that measure is insane. Our friend group is diverse from the max. Like, we have
racial
a mixed guy. I mean, we had Nolan in our friend group. There's an Asian a part of our friend group. There's a Latino that they're trying to perceive as white. He's truly authentic Mexican. His parents are from Mexico. They came over legally and they did everything right, and he's been here since.
Okay, when you have to try to persuade people of races in your group, that's racist. I mean, y'all didn't count how many. Okay, we got y'all taking inventory. Okay, how many we got? We got one Hispanic. Okay, are you fully Hispanic? You authentic? Okay, you black? They consider you black. What shows on your driver's license, your birth certificate? You black? Okay, so one. We need. Okay, do we got a Chinese? Anybody around here Chinese? Dog, we might need a Chinese one. Okay. We got Indian one. You look Indian. Okay, we're gonna say you Indian. Like, come on now. Who does that? If you gotta do that, then it looks racist. Okay, if you gotta count how many black friends you have, how many whites, trying to make people think this one Hispanic, this one not. We don't care. You shouldn't care. Okay, you shouldn't even care. But here we go, putting all this, oh, I got this, trying to, what is that supposed to do? Because you got one or two black friends. What that's supposed to do? Make you look less racist? And someone said it earlier, he's not in the same category as those other guys. They will flip on him in a second and probably talked about him after this interview. They saw it. Okay, they will flip. I hope he doesn't think this is going to give him some extra brownie points. They are going to turn on you.
It blows my mind because our friend group is not a friend group that sees race. Our friend group sees what good you do for other people, what good you bring, and how the type of person you truly are and where your morals lie. That's one thing in common. Me and my friends might not agree on everything, but our morals align. Our morals know. So for them to even make that narrative up really shows you have no idea what it's like down here on the coast. You have no idea how tight-knit Ocean Springs as a community is.
We see y'all all connected, y'all. Okay, this is why it's getting so hard to get justice for Nolan. Everybody's connected. Everybody, kids play sports together, and y'all go out to eat, hang out. What all do y'all do in that tight knit is the question. What all are y'all willing to even possibly cover up for the sake of the others, the greater good?
You don't understand it. You don't see the thousands of kids in the high school football stands cheering their team on. Nobody cares what color you are. We're there to have fun and to just live. And that's how Nolan lived. That's how I live now. I've grown up and I have more big boy stuff, but in high school, all I cared about was going to hang out with my guys. And I mean, on a personal level that leads off of it is like, it got me in trouble with my girlfriend just because I wanted to be with the guys. I never once thought, man, they look at me different. Man, I'm kind of an outcast to them. No. All their moms have always welcomed me with open arms. Anytime I needed anything, I knew I could call them and their parents, and they would do anything in the world for me. So with Crump pushing this narrative, it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's completely wrong.
Inspiration. Gray, you have me tickled because he did say he had to go help his uncle with the boat situation. With the boat, because I kept saying, are these the new jeans? Because, you know, I don't have teenagers and stuff. Is this what they wear nowadays? You know, the dirty look jeans like this? Because I would have expected him to come a little different, but maybe that's how they do it in Mississippi. And maybe they got a style or a look. Was it tight knit, Tracestin, with YT whip your ass at horn out? You know what? Because I'm hearing that on one hand, I heard there was a fight between him and Trace Carter. But then someone said he got into a fight with a big dude that was holding him under the water and got the best of him. And that's why he got so mad and they had to get him on the boat to get him out of there. So, hey, that's just the talk. I don't know if it's, you know, been verified or which part is true, but he looks like the type that he really can't fight like that, but he'll try to play tough. I could see that your friend group is horrible. Why can't y'all tell the truth? Oh my goodness. Is he from Texas? Yes, I did. Yes, Anonymous, and welcome. Yes, and we actually did another live with his wife. She came out and did an interview. I got to continue I have a part 2 to that because a fuller interview we did for his anniversary. Yeah, it seems like the Get Out movie, right? Well, Dee Dee, what I've heard, because I like Mexican food. I feel like I was a Mexican in my former life. What I've heard when I tell people like I like On the Border and like those restaurants, they like, what? That's not even authentic Mexican food. So I'm like, well, what's the difference? So I guess more authentic is more homemade, like tortillas, like they make their food. So I think that would be the difference. More Tex-Mex, they don't consider them. I don't think they consider them authentic Mexican. You know, if you're like that Tex-Mex style of person, that's what we call it here. Like that little mixture. You're not like really from like Mexico and do it like they do. That's what I think they consider authentic. I don't know. Rich YT people seem to get away with a lot. Just look at the Epstein files. Okay, they didn't even want to talk about that. Everybody was like, release the files. They doing. Nobody wanted to talk about what it was exposing. Hey, Phenomenal Scorpio. I was clocking it. He was crying. That's why he was sniffing. Yeah, I'm telling you. That is when he said, let me off his effing boat. Right, because he wanted to go and try to prove a point. Okay.
Especially about our friend group.
Yeah, I find it, you know, especially after talking to you, meeting some of the guys, that it seems like there was an agenda. But can you walk us through just your perspective from that day? You know, I don't know if did you go with them initially? Were you a part of the group that went to Horn Island?
So I wasn't, no, clear that up. No, I was not on the boat with them. Yes, I was a part of the group that was supposed to go out. So the only reason why I did not go on the boat is I was offered, I got begged to go, but my uncle, we also took 12 people out on our boat, not including us two, so 14. And my uncle knows the passengers wouldn't have helped. Generally wouldn't have helped with anything. With that many people on a boat, you need a little bit of help. So my uncle was like, hey, can you just ride out with me and you can go do your thing throughout the day on the island? I don't care. I don't need you. I just need help to get out there and then pick everything up. Because I know all these people are going to be drunk and they're not going to want to do the extras that nobody sees about going out on the boat, right? And So I told Wyatt that, and oops, my bad. But I told
It's good.
I told him that, and I told him everything, which was go to plan. We were leaving a little bit earlier than them. I was gonna try to have a spot saved out, and Nolan calls me at 11 o'clock. I missed his phone call. Called me twice. I missed both of them. I saw Wyatt and Nolan on the boat. They pulled right in front of our boat, and they were screaming. I turned my head and I was like, "Yo, there's a spot over there," where they end up anchoring out. I helped them set their stern anchor. From the time they showed up until now, going back to it, 20 minutes before they left, I was with them. That's who I was with. I spent all day with them, minus the morning time before they got out there. But from the time they got out there to the time they went back in, I was with them. Those are my friends, man. Those are my guys.
Yeah, I want to get a few more details.
I'm sorry about that.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead. I know that
KT Lady Boogie,
you were all over the news
I hit the like
because
button. Thank
there
you.
was a perceived fight. People, this is the thing that gets me, and I want to you clarify this. When I saw the video that they put out on the internet claiming that Nolan was saying, "Give me my effing phone back," the coach came out, Nolan's coach came out and said immediately he knew it wasn't Nolan's voice. And obviously it wasn't Nolan's voice because you were the one that was
me yelling,
in there yelling. You got into an altercation with somebody. What happened after that? Like, put me in your place where the fight is over, whatever happened. Nolan is somewhere, you're somewhere, you're hanging out. And when was the last time that you saw Nolan before you left Horn Island?
So after the fight, I didn't stay on Horn Island much longer. So I was really upset. So with you hear me yelling, my uncle had told me to get on the boat and wouldn't let me back off the boat. Obviously, I was really mad and I wanted to fight, wanted to get off. What wasn't smart, man. Mm-hmm. And so I was on the boat, I'm yelling, and shortly after that, I left the island. I left probably 30 to 45 minutes after I got into a fight. We started to pack up and left because I was so upset. As Javon mentions, that they were ready to get me back to land because I was really mad. I was genuinely really mad. But the last time I saw Nolan, I was walking to the boat. This was before the fight. It's me and my old lady. We had just got out of a group of people. Nolan was walking towards Wyatt's boat. I was walking in the opposite direction towards my boat. And I dabbed Nolan up. I made a slick comment about something, actually about the girl that he was with. I made a slick comment to him. I was joking around, and I kept going. And now
notice with Warren, he said he saw Nolan cradling Katie, and he made some type of motion or said something about the whole him and Katie situation. And then he's saying he made a comment about Katie too. What is it with Katie? I mean, if these guys like Katie, okay, and where was Katie go on the boat with is still my question. But have been Facebook. And Javon are friends with Katie. So why are you making rude comments or slick comments about Katie and that's your Facebook friend? Okay, which makes me wonder, well, y'all trying to set Nolan up with this girl? Or, was it something that played there? Because, I mean, for them to both mention the whole Katie situation, then they blaming Katie, that she was the last one with Nolan. What was up with all of that? We still don't know that part. Now, Shanna, welcome. She brought up something that is quite interesting. I'm going to say allegedly, she's saying they should know by now that it's also on record that the same park ranger that was patrolling on foot on July 4th is the same ranger who found his body too. So keep lying and see how that works. Ooh, now if that's true, y'all, do you know that speaks volumes? Okay, that speaks volumes. because I still found that suspect that they have been there looking for Nolan's body all weekend, and he magically just pops up and finds it. I've always had questions about that. Wow. Ian said Nolan needed some cousins from the projects. Okay. No way they should be walking around comfortably. Walking around comfortably, Warren eating McDonald's and chilling. Nolan needs a cousin named Ray Ray. Come on now. But see, I think when they took Nolan on that boat, that they separated him from people that would have had his back. See, all the other ones were still on that island, like Javon and Tracestin and Trace Carter and all of them were allegedly still there. Okay, so he would have not probably had anybody to have his back on those two boats. I heard all three boats took off because somebody called the police because of fights. Hey, it looked like they were all fighting. Okay, Paris said, no, these children are privileged. It's great that as young children that you believe that you live in an environment that doesn't see color. Exactly. I agree. I definitely agree. Javon, you need to watch your back as well. These boys don't seem as though they're finished with the situation. Oh, stay away from TMZ. Oh, okay. That's a good point. Okay, life is Nikisha. She said Katie for everybody. Child, everybody must have wanted Katie. Did they make an offensive remark about Katie? That's suspicious. That's what I'm saying. Angel, is something up with that? I don't know. The McCormick was not spelled. Wait, is it spelled the same way? I don't think it's spelled the same way. I don't know. I got to look at that. Yeah, I want to see that statement because I thought that we didn't know who the park ranger was. Katie might have been the reason the YT attacked Nolan. This is Mississippi. Enough stated. Okay. And at first they said 8:30 found by park ranger, but that changed to 8:45. I'm gonna look more into that park ranger situation. That's interesting to me because if he was out there that day, and then because did he know these boys and stuff? Y'all, it's some fishy stuff going on with that whole one person just magically found him. And then because remember when the Cajun Navy, they were flying ahead, they said that they did see somebody out there, and then the other boats just with the officials and stuff just started coming. So it was already someone just hanging out right there. So we don't know what that was about. Okay. Wyatt said he didn't spend the day with Nolan because he saw his other friends and wanted to talk to them. Oh yeah, that's true. I do remember that. That's
Even
true.
10 minutes after that is when I got into a fight. Last thing I told Nolan was, all right, buddy, I love you. See you later. And I'm glad I said it. I had been under the influence a little bit, and that's probably why I did say it at the time, just, getting all lovey-dovey. But I'm at peace I said it. I'm glad I said it. That was my last encounter with Nolan. I was telling him I love him.
Did you have any, so you leave the island, did you have any encounters or association with these phones, with the keys? Did you have any connection to any of that?
I did not. So what I know, I got my first phone call from Warren at about 9:20. I didn't answer it. I was asleep. I'd been on the boat all day. I didn't feel like going to party anymore. I went to bed. So I got my first phone call about 9:20. And I didn't wake up again until a little after 11 o'clock. And that was to my brother coming in the room being like, hey, Warren's trying to get a hold of you. You need to answer the phone. They're looking for Nolan. And I'm half awake, and I pick up the phone. And by this time, nobody had came to the house to grab anything. And Warren gets on the phone, and he's just like, hey, man, he was like, hey, have you talked to Nolan? Anything else? I was like, no, I haven't talked to him, man. He was with that girl last time I knew. And he was like, okay. He was like, man, we can't get a hold of him. We don't know.
Now, wait a second. Okay. Wait. Now, Warren is out of the blue because I still don't understand what prompted him out of the blue to just, oh, where's Nolan? You just magically just thought of Nolan out of the blue. Okay. And was like, maybe, he on the couch sleeping somewhere. So then you're calling Tracestin, and then it's making it a big deal because it seemed like he had called, he was asleep, but he kept on calling him. I don't know why not the parents a little sooner. But you're acting like you don't know who Katie is, and the way he's saying it, oh, he was with that girl. When you're Facebook friends with Katie, y'all know each other. So were y'all trying to get y'all story together? Was it more so of Warren trying to make sure you're saying the same things that they were saying? Oh, remember, he was with Katie last. Okay. I'm having a hard time believing that. Why would he think that Nolan was with you when you left after you got into the fight? What was the emergency about? Ray brings up a good point. Warren said he knows them islands. He spends a lot of time out on all the islands. He's a fisherman. Everyone knows everyone in the boating community. Right, exactly. I'm sure Katie and Nolan knew each other before this. I'm sure there's a pic of her at a cookout. Not the cookout. Hey, PJ, welcome. Thank you for joining. No, I believe Nolan drowned by accident. We really don't know if Nolan could swim. These are kind of dudes that horseplay and they're scared. The seaboat call was the alibi. Well, my thing is, if that happened, and why wasn't that just put out that this was an accidental drowning? And if it was an accident, why is it taking so much to try to cover it up? That's one thing everyone's just wondering. Okay, right. No one came to the house to grab anything. Like, you just sporadically, oh, where's Nolan? Okay. At first, then they say they didn't know Katie. Right. The only person was Javon, who was friends with her on Facebook. And he friends with her, which is weird. So you mean they knew Nolan was missing at 9:20, but Warren didn't call his mom? Thank you. The Queen's Den. That's why I was saying you should have been calling his mom first. Okay. You calling around that's a whole big gap. 9:20 and then 11 o'clock. If you called a couple of dudes and they still hadn't heard from Nolan, then yes, I would have contacted his mom right then and there. And then if you're saying, oh, I thought he was on a couch sleeping, Warren, then whose couch? Whose couch would he have been sleeping on? He didn't come back with y'all? Okay, Javon said in his interview on the island a little after 4 p.m. Yes, he did. Katie needs to be interviewed also. It's only fair. Yes, she should have been. Hey, Shelly. Hey, sis. I didn't know you were up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like button. Thank you. Hey, Simone. That how are they doing all this calling when they're back. He's talking about when they got back. Grand Rising, Joy. Glenn's little brother looked for Nolan for 3 days, that's his older brother. Well, see, Peggy, my thing is I was a little suspicious of that. If he knew sooner too, he should have know as well, and he didn't. Okay, they with Life 360 contacted her. So that's
where he's at. And I was like, man, it's Nolan. He's probably just out somewhere with that girl. Like, get a hold of the girl, you'll probably find Nolan. It's no big deal. And he was like, all right. He was like, but we're starting to freak out. We're getting on the phone with Coast Guard. I was like, okay. And at that time,
that still does not make sense to me. Like, he was out on the water. It was what? That was to get an alibi.
Talked to his getting on the phone with the Coast Guard, and I'd called. I need to be specific about this. I did not call Warren's phone. I called another one of our buddies' phone, and it was on speakerphone. They were all together. I was talking on my other buddy's phone, talking to Warren. He was dialing Coast Guard because he hung up the phone and was like, hey, this is them, bye, and hung up the phone. And that was the last time I talked to him until the next morning when we all decided, well, when I woke up about 7 o'clock that morning, we had all decided that we were going to go out on the boat and go look for Nolan. Wyatt had already had his boat still in the water. We took that boat out. It was
What day are we talking?
That's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Wait a minute. He said Wyatt had already had his boat out on the water. Which boat? Because one of the boats were trailered. Remember, y'all? We were talking about the whole GPS tracker situation. So it was already on the water. I'm curious to know where and which boat was that. Because he said Wyatt's boat was already on the water. But if they had trailered one, okay, Mama Magazine, you remember? Was there another boat? And I'm thinking that through because I missed that during this interview the first time. But he said Wyatt's boat was already on the water. The last tracker was like at 7 something on the other boat when it was trailered and it went off on GPS. So then which other boat did they use? Okay, he woke up at 7 and Warren said he woke up at 7:30. Oh, yeah, they don't want to call names. Okay, John, that's what I'm wondering. Was the GPS switched to this other boat? Yes, Peggy, but which other boat is he referring to of Wyatt's? Yes, they do. So I'm wondering already on the so where which boat launch would they have left from? And if it was already on the water, have they gotten the GPS information from that boat as well? That's interesting. Not switching it with the boats. I'm talking about the information. We need the information from the other boat, not switching the GPS. If that makes sense. Not taking, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the GPS on Wyatt's other boat is what I'm asking. Sounds like everyone has a boat on water. It's too many boats. They dropped him that morning of Nolan being found. They were using their phone GPS. Interesting.
And on the 5th.
So it was Saturday the 4th was the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th was Sunday. We were on the water from 9:45 to 11:50, 12 o'clock era, about lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
While we were on the water, we talked to a rescue guy, and he told us to get off the water and said that they kind of had the island and the water under control. That's the professionals, man.
Yeah.
They told us to get on social media and find out any information we can. And by that time, we had already.
Now, why are they having them do their investigation? Okay. Why they had to get out of there? They putting them out. Okay, was it considered a crime scene? Okay, they're out there looking for their friend. They're helping in the search. They put them out. Was that considered a crime scene? And where did y'all go for lunch? Because they did say some friends were out having lunch, and they were like, well, why y'all weren't out here allegedly, looking for Nolan? Oh, y'all gonna think we did it anyways. Did what? Bart is one of the friends, he's in college. He is a kicker. That was saying on a post he hadn't been there for a year, but they called his name. He was there. They left early that morning and dumped him. That would make him already on water. Okay.
talk to a good amount of people out there. So it just made sense. So we went back in and we concluded our search and started to search all socials and started sharing everything we could and try to get a hold of anybody that could have talked to Nolan, that Nolan possibly would have reached out to. And that led into the night. It led all night long. I didn't sleep at all Sunday. Monday, I was up at 5 a.m. I was put.
Now, another thing, too, that made me think about, if this was such a closed off area, how is it that when Nolan's family went out there and they searched on the coach's boat, that they said a family said they stayed overnight there? I thought the area was closed off. He told them get out of there. So how would a family be staying there? Or were they really staying there? Or were they out there for something else? Okay. Remember he said when they went to search with the coach and he saw people, family coming back from that direction, and they said that they had been staying there overnight. Well, why again are y'all out here? They searching for a missing person and they're telling them to leave. So it makes me wonder, who was that group of people that stated that they were out there? Because that's suspicious to me.
Putting fuel in our boat at 6. I got told that we were taking out another boat to Chandelier at 7. So I put my boat back on the lift, and I went to McDonald's, and then I got the news after I left McDonald's that his body was found. So it was already a plan that we were going and searching and trying to do everything we possibly can. And that's all I wanted to do. Is I wasn't there to help him out in his last minutes, but now I feel like as a friend and as one of my guys, man, I do everything in my power to help now. Right. And that's why I have reached out to the family. I have donated to the family, and I have giving them just your normal death gifts, I would say, as you pay your respect.
What are death gifts? Can anyone let me know what that is?
And
do you think Benjamin Crump being involved in this case made it better or worse?
100,000 times % worse. Because why on the Tuesday after where has your civil rights been broken? Where has it been shown? You brought Benjamin Crump to stir up a community that's already tight-knit.
Oh, he mad about that tight-knit, child. He remind me of that guy on Get Out, child, like y'all was saying. Well, for one, even if we take civil out, child, no one called for help. Okay, that's the bare minimum. But what do you mean? How do you know that this man's civil rights, this whole cover-up part, is exposing how they feel about this young Black man and trying to get to the bottom of what happened? We should not have to go through this talking about it every day, trying to show them evidence, bring up questions. Y'all need to look into this. This person is being exposed. Like, they should want to get to the bottom of what's taking place in their community. Okay. Hey, Tabany. And they're not doing that. Okay. It should be a little quicker than this. Okay. It's a lot of things that have gone wrong in the situation. They didn't even bring back, or send, I should say, with his body, all of his organs. And you're talking about his civil rights have not been violated? His body was so badly decomposed that they even preserve his body properly at their coroner's office. Okay, so it's a lot of things that we could say. Okay, so he was trying to throw shade and shots at Ben Crump during this interview as well.
Yeah, we might not be best friends with everybody, but I promise, if you're talking about Ocean Springs as a whole, Ocean Springs is going to have Ocean Springs back.
Oh, we know.
110%.
We see.
We back each other. Everybody I've seen, we back each other.
Ooh.
And for them,
he's telling us how they operate there, y'all. Remember the guy that came out that was mocking Nolan's death, and he was talking about the meetings that they have, talking about blacks and where they're gonna put this one and this one gonna be in this sports and telling their secrets. But he called it satire. That's the new word. Oh, okay. He's telling us what they do there in Ocean Springs, how they operate, how they meet, how they're tight knit. They're gonna have each other's backs. He's already telling us what we've already clocked.
Push this narrative and really push it and push it. Just shows me is like you have no idea who you're dealing with or who you're messing with. And I think he's taking the grieving parents and manipulating and turning this and making it sound all bad, because it's nothing's like that at all. No.
Have you gotten death threats? Or, because I know that the other young men that I spoke to about this, especially the white young men, they're getting all kind of death threats. They're being accused of killing Nolan. Did you get the same backlash and threats that some of those guys have gotten?
Yes, I've gotten the death threats per se, but I've also gotten the threats along the lines of where it's like I've been cast out of the black community.
Mm.
I've been called white. I've been called a wetback. All these things. I've been sent photos of me and my grandmother, and they've been told that she's the devil. She's just looking for the time to kill you. You need to be careful and blah, blah, blah.
Now, I wouldn't think he would be white. I don't know where that came from, child. He does want to fit into that group so bad. It's like he's having an identity kind of crises right now. I can really pick up on that. He wants to fit in and he wants to prove his loyalty to them, which is why I feel, in my opinion, he's doing this interview and why he did the other interviews. Like it's going to show some type of loyalty. It's very weird. Like he speaks of this tight knit group. Like you want to be deep into this tight knit group, and this is your way. Even if it's not to defend Nolan or anything like that, you're showing them by going on here doing this interview and the others that you're going to go with the stories and things they're putting out, that you're trying to make this a whole racial thing. Because see, this is gaslighting. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Most of y'all do know what gaslighting is, but for those of you who don't, this is what it looks like. Okay, you say certain things to try to make certain things look a certain type of way and try to get others mad because you're saying it, and you know which buttons to push, okay, or try to push. I see right through it. I already know, because no black people, don't nobody want to see you, Otis. We don't know who you are. You're not that big in this whole case for us to be talking about Tracestin. Child, stop. Unless you're going to come and tell us what happened. Okay, nobody has put him on your boat. Nobody has really been saying your name. Okay, so it's like he's inserting himself to try to prove a point. Okay. But if I looked at him by looks, I wouldn't have picked white. So if he is mixed with white, but I wouldn't have picked white. So, he might be mixed with white. Obi, I really think the first examiners let his body get like that. That's why they didn't want the parents to see him. Yeah, I found that odd that even when they found his body, his parents did not see his body. Nolan was from Pascagoula, Mississippi, where his case is being worked, and Ocean Springs is 30 minutes away from there. So Backhaven isn't. Yeah, I don't know who would be threatening him, but the people that's saying you better do this or else, because we don't know what happened.
And it's like, man, if y'all want to know the story, the only people that's showed up for me in my whole life has been my white side of my family.
There you go.
So for y'all to sit there and drag their name and to drag me down, and I'm supposed to be one of y'all, and you're supposed to have my back, and we're supposed to be in this together.
So you want to start a podcast, but you're not sure how. Riverside's got you covered. First, go to riverside.com and open an account. And when you're ready to record, just hit the record
Okay, my bad. Let me pull it back up.
And it's really eye-opening.
Did it shock you that it turned this way? Meaning that, you know, you see everything happen. Nolan was your friend. From all the young men I talked to, it seemed like Nolan was the life of the party. Everybody loved Nolan. He gets along with everybody. Everybody's cool. And everybody feels like Nolan made them feel like everybody's his best friend, right? I mean, everybody felt connected to Nolan. Were you shocked that it turned like this? I mean, where this community was tight-knit, Nolan's friend group was tight. He ends up losing his life in an unfortunate situation, which nobody knows exactly what happened. Did it shock you that it turned into some racial thing?
Yes, racial, I do agree. Now, it going famous or going viral, that part didn't shock me. Thinking about it and being honest, like, that's not a surprise because everybody didn't love Nolan. Especially around here, everybody loved Nolan. So for people to repost that, they know Nolan. I mean, they know he did not have one hateful thing in his heart. And racism, no. That was a shock. That was a complete shock from his mom and from his stepdad. Like, that's a shock. That's an utter shock because it's like, first off, I'm not.
Well, I don't know if that's been confirmed that that's his stepdad. Because I was seeing, and like I said, unless his family wants to come out and address that, they don't have to, child, because he is considered his son. So I haven't heard stepdad. Now, someone had made a post one day and said that his last name was Wills because his father wanted him to continue that name. Now, even they have the kids have the same mom and dad. One has a different last name, and that was because his parents were getting married while she was pregnant. And so she put her last name and kept that family name going. So the other two siblings have their dad's last name. So it's not like that's not the same daddy. You see what I'm saying? So it's just based off of the parents' preference as to which name they want to put on that birth certificate. So as far as all that he was throwing shade, in my opinion, because he's never been referred to a stepfather or anything like that publicly. If that's the case, and we don't even know if that's true or not.
I don't know how to word this. Nolan wasn't fully black. Nolan's mixed.
What did
Nolan
that have
has
to do
a
with
little bit of Asian in it. You don't hear that though. You don't. So to turn it as like somebody's harping down on Nolan because of the color of his skin, you don't know us. You don't know our community. It's crazy that people are just running with a lie. And it's so easy for people to believe it from the outside, looking into Mississippi's history, per se. But it's like, you're looking at history. Let's go to each state's history. I bet they're not the best with black people. Like, people change. You learn history so you don't repeat it. Everybody knows that.
What's the craziest lie that you've seen floating around there about this situation? I know there's a lot of mysterious things, but like, what to you, what's the craziest thing that you've heard somebody say about this?
That my buddy in the photo was his lover. That was wild. That's been the utmost craziest because it's like, what? Like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
I mean, also the lies of just how racist Mississippi is, or how racist the coast is, and Ocean Springs, and no, you don't know this, man. Like, you have no idea. And what I thought was crazy lie from the beginning was he's the only black person on the boat. He's the only black person on the island. No, not at all. Like, not once. Like, where'd you get this background information from?
How many people are on that island from your vantage point?
On the 4th of July?
Yeah.
thousands. 13 miles, like, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of boats that are carrying minimum 4 to 8, 9 people. Like, I'm talking like on the lower end, man. We're talking about smaller vessels here. Man, if I had to take a rough estimate in my area of the island that I was in, 400, 500 people easy. If I'm taking an actual estimate, about 400
But I
to
mean,
500.
what does that have to do with anything? How many people? I mean, okay, and we're worried about the people he got on the boat with. They keep on like highlighting that point, and I'm just not understanding. It doesn't matter if it was boats and rows and boats and all of that. I don't care. Okay, we are wondering what happened to Nolan, whose boat he got on. Okay, and what happened once he got on that boat.
100 people easy. In our group, and the group of, I would say, young adults that were in the group of Nolan Wells, 100, 150, 200 people.
So the idea that Nolan went out with 4 white boys and they took him to a deserted island and he was allegedly last seen with a girl and they just abandoned him. What do you say to that?
That's no. We,
Right
from the time they left, including myself, and also when I left the island, I could have named 50 people I really trust behind the helm of a boat that Nolan knew, that he could go talk to. Even if he was left.
I'm gonna pause for a second. What do we have coming down the chat? Shout out to Beat the DJ. Welcome and thank you for the super chat and for you being a sponsor. He said, wow, this little dude is damaged. Allegedly, Palm Beach, I believe, is the name of the smaller boat. Oh, thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. They did mention a Palm Beach. They did. Okay, thank you for that. Because I didn't know, like, what other boat is he talking about?
There was tons and tons of people out there. There was 10 boats that camped out at Horn Island. I know a boat that didn't leave Horn Island until 8 o'clock that night. Nobody would have ever seen, take that back, nobody would have ever left somebody on Horn Island. That's a place of everybody loves to go and hang out. That's their peace. Nobody wants to see anybody out there, especially in the boating community. And I can speak on that, like, genuinely. I grew up in it. That's absurd. It's absurd.
So can you help me understand the fight a little better? Because I interviewed Warren, who's your friend, and he had made mention that his brother was involved in the fight. So can you explain who actually started fighting, and were you fighting his brother or were you fighting somebody else? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, and I can see now, especially, it's all been blown out of proportion. But so originally, I'll go back a couple steps. Me and my girlfriend, I wouldn't even call it an argument. She was upset that I lost the lid to her koozie. I dropped it in the water. Generally speaking, that's how it started. And I dropped her new koozie in the water. And so she started to let me hear it and basically told me I was paying for it. And she was really upset with me and mad about it. And I needed to kind of sober up a little bit. And so we're walking back. And during that time, this guy that I'm not friends with, I know of him. I don't know him. I didn't even recognize him when I got in an original fight. He butted himself into my conversation and basically was telling me how I needed to handle or address the situation with my girlfriend. And man, we weren't even yelling at each other. We weren't arguing. It was more along the lines of, I literally told her, I was like, man, I just want a beer. And she was like, well, go get one, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I said that, she ducked her head underwater and he had walked up and he told me that I needed to watch how I talked to my girlfriend. And I looked at him and I told him, I was like, this has nothing to do with you. We're good. This has nothing to do with you. And
okay, to me, it seems like he's very rude and nasty to women. okay, because of what he said. He when he talked about Katie, he said something inappropriate about Katie. And I'm wondering, he said the girlfriend dunked her head under the water. Did it look like he did it? And the guy was like, hey, dude, what you doing? To me, it seems like more to that story. Okay. Not just how you talk. And if he was talking to her crazy, it must have been very loud and rude for somebody to cut in and tell you how to talk to a woman. So I'm noticing that when it comes to the women, all problems, all fights were with Nolan. Okay, they did have a problem with him. Yeah, I'm picking that up with him. It seems like he can be very nasty towards women. Allegedly, he and his girlfriend were arguing. Apparently, he was being too aggressive and somebody approached him. Yes. Right. She ducked her head underwater. I think he did it. And the man probably came over to help her. He's not only rude and nasty to women, he's rude and nasty, period. Okay. What is it? I don't know what is it. Do y'all know what he's talking about that he dropped in the water? I don't even know what that is. Okay, it seems like I'm filling in some gaps. I think you probably was dunking the girl head. The guy came over there because they said that he got dunked under the water too. And so he may have started fighting with him and dunked his head after what happened with the girl. That's what it sounds like to me, in my opinion. Okay. I'm telling you, you were doing more than what you saying. Hey, Mama's 80s, welcome. That dude wouldn't have said that if the girlfriend was black. Okay. The white people had checked them because the girl is YT too. Yeah. They must feel like they have somebody in the grand jury lined up as well to work in their favor. Ooh, possibly. Okay, it's a drink lid. Okay, got you. Thank you, because I didn't know what that was.
And he sat there and he was like, well, I'm going to tell you, I better not hear it again. And I looked at him and I was like, you need to excuse yourself from the situation. And after I came out, he swung. He threw the first punch. And we went back and forth. I remember at one point in time, I look over and I see my uncle, and my uncle's yelling at me to get in the boat. I stopped fighting. As soon as me and him made eye contact, I got in the boat, I'm sorry. And I listened to my uncle.
And what was Warren's brother involvement in this?
And so I was getting there. So when I'm on the boat and they're trying to cool me down, I'm trying to get back off the boat. So I see the crowd forming up on the island. Well, my little brother and Carter are like really good friends, like best friends, I would say. He's over at our house all the time. Carter heard him still talking crap as he's getting out of the water, and I'm on the boat, and the situation is like done and over with, right? Well, he sees him talking crap, so Carter gets up, and more along the lines of defending me. And for what? He was like, well, if you got a problem with Tracestin, we can handle it right here.
So what's the racial breakup of these people that are involved? So the guy that you fought was
white. I'm the only black guy involved in this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
And at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. Carter is white. The dude I got in a fight with is white.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only black guy involved with this. My girlfriend's white. My uncle's white. There was no other black guy involved. And I know Ben Crump tried to run with a story saying I was Nolan. Well, I was like, nice try. But there was another black guy on the island, so now your whole narrative needs to change again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but
that doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we know he wasn't the only black guy. I don't think anyone has said that. But his mom said that was his voice, too. Y'all trying to make it look like Nolan wasn't saying, give him his effing phone back. Okay? So by you saying, give me back on this effing boat and all of this, like, it's still not adding up and making sense, the whole story. He just contradicted his initial statement when he said it was him asking for his phone back. How is your girl in the water body deep with your phone? And Warren said all phones were on the boat. Right. That's a good point. Exactly. That's what I want to know. Okay. Tracestin is saying about how after the fight, he got back on his uncle's boat where he may have then wanted his phone. So who took your phone? Right. Hmm. I don't know which one is white. It might be his mom is white. Yeah, he been throwing shade at Ben Crump the whole interview. So you stop fighting mid-fight. Come on now. Yeah, he doesn't identify as black. Oh yeah, he definitely doesn't. He's hurt by his black side of his family. Now we don't know what went down, but you could tell he's hurt.
That was Carter's involvement, and that was kind of it. Like after the fight, man, I remember getting off the boat. I got off the boat and I walked up to the island. I was telling people, I was like, hey, like I just need to cool off. Like, let me be. This is after everything is dispersed. There was no crowd anymore when I walked off the boat. And I was like, let me be. Well, again, my uncle yelled at me and I was like, I don't care what you're doing. Get back on the boat. We're leaving. So I got back on the boat and we left shortly after that.
Mm. Well, at least I know you from the interviews that you've done. Some of the other boys haven't spoken out at all.
Yeah.
You've had a chance to use your voice to put the truth out there. You did an interview with, I think, ABC. You also did an interview with.
Child, he could have kept that. Otis could have kept that. Nobody come to see you. Otis, okay, we want the David Ruffins. We want to know what really happened. Because, I mean, we know Nolan wasn't on your boat. Okay, what was the point? You going into all this other stuff, throwing shade at his parents. And, oh my gosh, the saddest part about all this is Nolan had no friends on that boat. Nobody rocked with him for real, and he never saw it. I can agree with that. Yeah. I definitely agree. He keeps holding himself, biting lips, keeping lies in. Yes. Let me put this together. You're arguing with a bystander about how you handle your girlfriend, and he took your phone. Got it. Man, this y'all is so much. It is so much. And this is only just a little of it. Okay. This is only just a little of it because it's still so much that we don't know. We can only hope that the detectives are doing the investigation because clearly we have not heard any updates from the DA, the sheriff. They're saying that it's an active, ongoing investigation. However, they are leaking what they want to leak. Okay, they're saying, oh, there were two witnesses that said they saw Nolan there and have evidence at 6 p.m. Then this morning, it was stated that Nolan had been drinking heavily. Well, okay, so y'all can give that out. But what about the autopsy results? Can y'all put that out too? Can y'all send his throat area to the medical examiner that did the independent autopsy? Okay. Like, I'm not understanding what's happening here. Okay, it's been a while. More information, arrests, and so forth should have already been made. No, he's arguing with someone on his boat about his phone, not with the guy he was in a physical fight with. Ava was not the only one to have a pool party on the 4th. Wyatt and the gang left and went to Evan's pool party. And they were saying that picture was from June 27th, child. Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep on talking. Yeah, Ava got to put her name in. My bad. Mississippi is the headquarters of the Klan. Those white boys come from Freemason families of judges and doctors. They covering up Nolan's lynching. F. Officer Tatum. Okay. When we know that, yeah, you're right about that. It's very deep in the heart of Mississippi. So that's what, all of this is going up against is that particular system and the way that he said they're tight knit and people don't know who they're messing with and all of that. He said that for a reason. He talked about the meters and how they cover for each other. That's what Tracestin is saying. He's from that community. So he's giving us a heads up that they covering some stuff up. They cover for one another. And we are seeing that in real time. Okay. So that was all that we had for today, y'all. I want to welcome Rhonda as a new member. Also, I want to give a thanks to our sponsors for today, Cakes Bless, LaQuinta, Caramel Shell, Gentleman Den, Alicia, Stars, Tiffany, John, No One, let's see, HGY, Blessed and Tested, Bink, the DJ. Thank you all so much for being sponsors today. The KKK was founded in Mississippi by the racist Nathan Bedford Forrest. Denham Springs, Louisiana is the home of the Klan David Duke. But why would he be arguing with someone on his boat when he's being put back on the boat? Yeah, he was saying, I've heard the story that it wasn't about the phone. He was saying that he was telling them to let him off that effing boat because he wanted to go and fight some more. So which one was it, for the phone or get you off the boat? Later in this interview, we hear that they used him to become an accessory after the fact. Ooh, woo. And you know what? Loving God, I can believe that. Thank you so much, Nana Pants. Welcome to the Open Book family. We appreciate it. Pulaski, Tennessee. I don't know, child. I haven't looked into it and done any research on that. Why are you trying to protect those YT demons? That's the most F part as far as not giving the parents his neck. So wrong on many levels, right? Rephrase any woman with self-respect wouldn't be near him. Yeah, it seems like he's disrespectful to women based off of some of the things he said. Somebody gonna pick the right one, okay? They're gonna go upside his head themselves, not have to have somebody else coming over there. Thank you, inspiration. Okay, I bet you that other person has a different story. He just telling his side. Oh my God. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. It is for free. Also, congrats to the Open Book family. We are now over 13K subscribers and growing. So welcome to all of our new members and new subscribers. We appreciate you all being here. And I love you too, Inspiration. Y'all have a great day. Hit that like button. Also, don't forget to hype up the video. Thank you and shout out to all the mods who are in the building. Hit the subscribe button and the bell because you never know when I'm going to go live. Thank you all so much and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.